Hello and welcome to the Gamers Health podcast live stream. It's part of the Tavern Chat podcast channel. I'm Rach and Tenkar. This is my lovely wife, Rachel.
Hello,
Folks. It's been a busy week. Okay, to say the least. Health wise, I got my first COVID shot on Tuesday. I got the Pfizer shot, which means I go back in just over 2 weeks to get my booster. And Rach, a week ago, yesterday, 2 weeks ago, yesterday.
Yeah, got my first Moderna installment.
So basically, in 2 weeks, she gets her
Final,
and then a few days after that, I get my final because I got the Pfizer. And then about a week after that, we can finally say this household has herd immunity for at least for the household. And it also means that we'll probably have a more normal Easter. We'll have
we will have our niece.
Yeah, my sister. Maybe if we're ambitious, maybe we'll throw Connecticut into that weekend.
Oh, that would be so.
Because we haven't seen my nephews and my in-laws in Connecticut. But folks, a few things to, I guess, like touch upon. So weight-wise, I'm like hovering steady. I go as low as 217, as high as 220. But if you were going to ask me, oh, what do you think you weigh now? I'd probably say 219 because that's been spot on for the last couple of days. After I got my Pfizer shot, my arm was painful. It's still a little tender. I had nausea. I had an upset stomach. I had diarrhea.
Upset stomach, diarrhea.
So I had all that fun stuff that it goes along with the flu, including a headache, but without actually having the flu. It didn't last horribly long. It could have been a lot worse. I'm not complaining. Just mentioning that these things have side effects. My mother got her second shot, as my father, of the Moderna. That was Thursday, so 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And my father seems to have been unaffected. My mother basically slept with a few waking bits. She slept for the better part of 36 hours. So it affects everybody. Flu differently. So you can't really assume what your body is going to do when it is exposed to the immunization. All right. So plan accordingly. Now, interesting stuff on, I guess, my end. We had Zach Laser as a guest on the live stream last Saturday. We didn't do a Gamers Health. We did a TotalCon. Gamers Health was held on Sunday for us. And Zach had mentioned the
what do you call that thing?
It's an Oculus. It's a virtual reality headset.
Oculus?
It's the Oculus. For those that are watching at home, this is what it looks like. It comes with two controllers that look like this. They're for your hands. And I have tried virtual reality headsets off and on over the last couple of years. I think I have the prior version of the Oculus because this is the new version. This is.
There was one where you put your cell phone in it.
Yeah,
and it was
that. That was shite. This is the Oculus Quest 2. So Zach had mentioned it. I found that I still had some Amazon gift cards burning a hole in my pocket from, Christmas. So I said, all right. And he was saying he was getting a good workout. He was working up a sweat playing some of these games. So I said, let me give it a shot. So I, of course, tried it on Tuesday, the day I got my shot. Yeah, that nausea really kicked in because some of the stuff can almost have motion. I mean, I put the headset on for the first time, and I did this, African safari, and you're kind of coming in from a flight position, and I was standing, and I literally started losing my balance. I was like, whoa. So there were some suggested games. that I should try once my stomach calmed down. So I put it to the side. I was like, I don't want to risk it. I don't want to push it. I want to let my stomach relax. But today, Zach Laser reached out to me and said, hey, let's put you through it's like a tower defense game where you're an archer and you can play it cooperatively. And we did. And we played it for about half an hour, maybe a little bit longer. And at the end, I saw that my heart rate hit as high as 110. And my Apple Watch apparently recorded at least 2 minutes of exercise. Now, I was using the Wii Fit boxing, not Wii Fit. We
You still are.
Well, the Wii, no, the Switch, the Nintendo Switch.
Yes.
And the boxing game is
why I keep mistaking that.
Yeah, I know.
Like my young clients let me have your. So you've been playing with your Wii. I mean your Switch.
Put your Wii away, or you'll get hit with the Switch. That really sounds. But in any case, I was surprised at how immersive the Oculus Quest 2 is. Literally, I mean, holy shit, immersive. And I'm not wearing my glasses within it. The prior version of the Oculus, which I got, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, I was not enamored with it. The VR was there, but it didn't make you forget where you were. The Quest 2 certainly does. So this tower defense game, which I can't remember the name of it offhand, was so immersive. I literally, I was, Rach saw me from.
He was ducking.
I was ducking battle hand axes being thrown at me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reaching around, shooting up to shoot at dragons, shooting down. My heart rate got up to like 110. Still hasn't fully calmed down from that. It's about right before we got on the podcast, it was just around 95. Let's see what it is now, 91. So it was good at getting my heart going, my blood pumping, and you didn't feel like you were exercising. And there are apparently other games that are more exercisory in nature, but are still fun games. And let's admit it, okay? We're gamers, right? We're tabletop gamers. Of us enjoy our little escapism into fantasy. Well, if you can escape into your little fantasy world for 30 minutes and a pop,
you get to move.
You get to move and get some exercise. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, map out an area that's going to not have any breakables. I believe that Zach hit the at one point the pull for his ceiling fan.
Oh.
So all that stuff can happen. I would just say remove the breakables and remember where you're at. I haven't tried too many of the other games yet. I will probably try some tonight after we do this. I will try to find ones I can do from a seating position. I just want to experience the VR. I'll do the exercising tomorrow. But I think it's huge. Now, today was also a day which it hit in the 50s. It rained earlier, but we were able to take a walk.
Yay! Felt really good.
And we walked our dachshund, Donka, who hasn't gotten for a walk. She's
not probably since like November, December probably.
Yeah.
Like around Christmas time, maybe.
Right, because she is, first off, she doesn't like going to the bathroom outside. She is pad
She's
trained.
a New York City dog, so she goes on wee-wee pads.
Right, she's a miniature dachshund. When we say she goes on wee-wee pads, she attempts to go on wee-wee pads. She misses on occasions.
Yeah, like, you know, she'll have a big pee and it'll... You know.
Or sometimes the poop just kind of incidentally doesn't make it on it. But in any case,
well,
so that's what's going...
God love her for trying.
Yeah, you know.
But she thinks the outdoors is just too pristine.
So we took her for a nice walk, about 40 minutes. She took us for a nice walk because we let her choose the path. She knows where she wants to go. She has her favorite places, and she got to meet some people today. And it always excites her and makes her happy. So, and again, she's been shut in. And part of the reason is, too, is that we've been like, well, if the dog's not going to enjoy the walk, why are we going to go out in the midst of a pandemic? right? Thankfully, the numbers for the pandemic have been calming down a bit. We both have at least our first shot. I am nowhere near protected against the virus, but
yeah, and the salt also, like, we
Yeah.
had to wait for some of the salt to
that's the other problem with your
kind of
dog.
dissolve, because she'll not walk if
Or she
if
will.
it hurts. She'll want to walk, but then like
After a while,
she
the
raises her
salt-
paw and
yeah.
sort of like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. You know, you have to lift me. And then it's like us carrying the dog around.
So I mean, again, with the warmer weather coming up, people are going to want. You're going to want to do your physical your walks in, get your bike rides in, get your jogs in. Beautiful thing. All right. I don't know if you can actually jog or ride a bike with a mask on. I'm generally speaking, when I'm walking, my mask is my gaiter. I wear the mask going into stores. I wear the mask going to my doctor's office. But when I'm walking the streets, I got on. I pull my gaiter down. Oh, somebody's coming up. Pulling my gaiter up. It's you know, 'cause otherwise my glasses fog up and I really come to.
Yeah, mine stays.
You don't wear glasses, darling. You don't have that problem.
No.
So.
Except for when I have to wear sunglasses because it's just too painful not to.
Too damn. It's just too damn. The sunlight's just too damn bright.
Too damn bad. Mm-hmm.
Reference to a guy who ran for mayor years ago on the rent is too damn high.
It's just too damn high.
That was his party line. So, Rach, you were actively involved in your yoga training. Now, you didn't have yoga training this week, but you still did part of your yoga training, sort of, right? You did your singing bowls.
Oh, yeah. So Tuesday, I taught my first hour-long class to my peers. It's like a little circle of trust kind of thing that we have and get together and do that stuff. So, you know, while in our classes, we learn different techniques around teaching and, you know, different formulas, different ways of organizing a class. We still hadn't really like had a class to put together and run. So, you know, and it's interesting because we have some teachers who have some experience teaching after their 200 hour. I just didn't feel ready. And so, you know, I didn't. And so, when I came into the 300 and like this last few months is going to be pretty intensive with the teaching. So, you know, things that are coming up for us as a group, we're like, we spent some time on Saturday talking about imposter syndrome, which, you know, is sort of like the idea of I'm never going to be able to get this, you know, everybody's going to see through and know that I'm a sham or like a fake, or that I'm not really talented with this or whatever. And
I found that really interesting because I know a number of creators in the hobby, people that if you heard them say that they don't think they're good enough, and they're afraid that, you know, some point somebody's gonna wake up and realize that they're putting out shit because they feel they could do better, and yet their stuff is highly successful. And people that probably, if they were willing to take the plunge, could work in this hobby full time as their sole source of income, and yet they suffer from this imposter syndrome. And I have been guilty of it too. I happens with me. I've been blogging for 12 years, and I still think that somebody, well, maybe people have woken up in my case and said, "What the fuck is this shit he puts out?" I can't tell you, but you know what? You gotta work through that and past that, because if you succumb to it, that's going to be your limit. That's going to be as far as you go, and you have to realize that in the end, the person that you really have to get the approval of is yourself. And to do that, you have to push yourself. long as you're pushing yourself.
You have to try it on. You have to keep going.
Yeah.
And that's like the uncomfortable aspect of it.
It's a lot easier.
But once you make it through,
Yeah.
you're going to be able to look back and say, all right, I remember. Because I think I've had this before when I came into social work and stuff. When I was younger, I think it's normal with any new skill that you're doing. And it's funny because I we were talking about it on Sunday, and the whole thing came up of, well, why not you? It's like you're successful in other areas of your life. It's like, so we kind of looked at like, well, what do you do for a living? And like I help people, or whatever. And then it's like sort of remembering your competencies there, and sort of like, well, why wouldn't you be competent with this? And it's funny because you start to think about it, and we rent space in your mind. So we rent space in my mind on Tuesday night. And, so I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, all right, it is this bullshit again, this faulty thinking coming back. So I knew what it was. So I said, all right, let me like do some reading about it, see what I can find to like let go of it a little bit. And so, I did. And, so of course I was there, going, what the fuck? You've worked as a social worker for 25 years in all sorts of different roles with a lot of different people that are very challenging. When I teach yoga, I don't have to change anybody's behavior. Like it's not, well, where's the success? Did they meet their goals? I mean, yeah, that's there, but
that's on them.
It's those are theirs, and also like in the therapy, of course that's theirs, but I don't know. I just feel like there's more of a push.
Well, I think the
I guess also for payment and stuff like that, I don't know, just really strange. And so I said, you've worked with a lot of people who other people couldn't work with, both clients and staff, supervising staff. And, if someone's going to try to blow something out there, you got plenty of defense, and you're too old for this fucking shit,
Well, there you go. And so what is Rach doing? She's bowling her way through it. And, and you got to use the method that works for you. But listen, we're in the midst of a pandemic. We are in the midst of still winter, right? So longer nights, less sunlight. Mm-hmm. So seasonal depression, if you're prone to seasonal depression, a lot of people are, the pandemic will just amp that up.
Oh, sure.
And then the self-doubt of your abilities, of people realizing that you really aren't as good as you would like to be. I'm going to be honest with you. If you aren't as good as you would like to be, that's good, because it means that you're still striving to improve. You're always going to want to
train and
right. You're striving
develop
to improve.
Yourself.
It's when you say to yourself, I'm exactly where I need to be. Then you have a whole other problem now, and that's like, oh, I've hit my pinnacle. Then
or that you just don't see for what it is.
Right.
Like you're deluding yourself, So, yeah, like you have to respect the fear of, am I good enough? Can I do this? And just meeting it, and sort of like, okay, it's a new skill. It's a transition. Most of life transitions come with that. When you learn a new job, often people struggle with that until you like have the skills down and can, that you have it.
All right. And with Rach,
you develop that security. So,
you pick up skills in your prior employment that will transfer to other stuff. I mean, I worked retail for 8.5 years before I became a cop. And the skills that I learned with dealing with aggravated customers, and as a person with some kind of authority and handling that, and being able to talk people down from that anger was useful
Right.
useful as a police officer. Oh my God.
The de-escalation techniques.
Yes.
Yeah,
And-
we learned those too.
And for about 2.5 years, I was basically a manager without being given the position. And if you don't know what a lot of police work is, when you are a sergeant, you almost are like you're a supervisor, but you're doing the same work as the people you're supervising. So you're one of them, and at the same time, you're not. And it's a weird position to be in. As you go up in the ranks, you can distance yourself a bit from those that you're supervising. You kind of have to. But as a sergeant, you're smack dab in the middle. But I already had learned some of those skills from when I was working in retail. No worries, they're not using singing bowls out there. Somebody's
It sounds like a crystal singing bowl. It's like
it's let's see what temperature. It's 46 degrees and fair right now. It's a Saturday night.
You saw my face.
I don't know. So that means that
You knew what I was thinking.
the college student party house down the block is rip roaring and getting ready. It's gonna be a long fucking night. Thank God that our bedroom is the other side of the house. Because if it was on this side, and it used to be my bedroom for years, I think I would. I might get arrested for shots fired. Not saying that I would do that. I'm just saying it's just a possibility it could happen. just perchance. Don't tell anybody. But I'm 99% sure I'm joking. But it's the other 1%.
Just 99.
Well, you gotta,
0.5.
99. Was it ivory soap? Was like 99.94% pure.
Was it really that intricate? 9.4?
Yeah, some weird ass number like that. Ivory soap is not pure. What? Pure shit? I have no fucking clue. But we're getting off the topic.
Yeah. So we can bring it back and yeah. So one of the things that we were all talking about regarding the whole imposter syndrome thing is, that each one of us has something special to bring. We each carry our own experience to offer other people, and impact them in a different way than somebody else. So yeah. That's something that's special. And, that's something that transfers not only with counseling and yoga, but also to gaming and, anything to humans.
When you want to be, you want to do more of a gaming, right? You want to be creative. I would love you to draw maps. I can't draw maps for shit. All right, I can't. And I can do some decent content. Hey, towards what we like, but I know my specialty is blogging, podcasting, the live streams. I know what I'm good at, and I can enjoy doing some of the other stuff, but know what you're good at, okay? If you are good at art and your writing's okay, well, certainly work on your writing, but don't neglect your art, because your art is where a lot of your extra is going to come out of it, and that might influence your writing. There's all these aspects of you will overlap. You'll be surprised at how much they overlap if you let them. So part of that means that you got to take an inside look at yourself once in a while. It's not always easy. Guilty? Here with my arm. Here, guilty. Hand up. Whether it comes to whether it's your physical health, your emotional, your mental health, even your spiritual health. Maybe you're like, maybe I wish I was going to services more often. Maybe you need that connection, especially in the world of COVID. And maybe you're in an area where parts of California, right? No indoor services. You can find services online. We found that Rach, it might as well be a foghorn at this point. If this is getting picked up, I'm telling you right now, it is not. It is not a fucking.
But the feedback from their little microphone can't go on for like. No,
but it is. Shh. It is not. They're just fucking around. We got a yogi in the area. Let's fuck around with the yogi. You got to fuck around with the yogi. So
don't make me come over there and
teach
you some.
Yeah, I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna give you a proper lesson on singing bowls. Bung!
Right on your head.
Yeah. No more karaoke. Only karaoke with singing bowls and mantras.
Mantras, yes.
Oh, no. Folks.
Yeah, I'll teach them some mantras. It would be lovely. And it can fill the whole neighborhood with love and peace and all good stuff. off, man.
Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya. Again, you have to find ways in this world of COVID to work around virtual gaming, right? Not talk about the headsets. That's fine. Virtual tabletops. People have been gaming. We miss our connections with our friends. Last week, doing the TotalCon live streams, I realized how much a lot of these friends I miss seeing. I see them at cons, and I miss that. And there's a lot of people I've missed. Even in my neighborhood, we walked our dog. We saw one of my friends from a local pub. Haven't seen him probably since November. I got people in the gaming community I haven't physically seen since November of 2019. So you got to make those connections, whether it's going to be on Facebook. Do a virtual chat. Do a Zoom, do a Facebook private message, whatever. Keep your connections going, because when you become an island, that's when you're at most risk.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thoughts, and I'm sticking with it, folks.
Too right.
We are still in the midst of the pandemic. I'm going to call it the pandemic, not a pandemic, because if you're living through this, it is likely that this will define a good portion of your lifetime. Your children they will be marked by this era, and you should treat it accordingly and respect that and help them get through it. I know my niece is certainly going to be marked by this.
Oh yeah.
So we are not medical professionals. So speaking for myself, speaking for Rach, use your fucking common sense. Okay? Common sense to keep yourself safe. The most important person to keep safe is you. And why is that? Because if you're not safe and you're not healthy, you can't help others who may need your help.
What was Shannon's slogan? Man up and mask up.
Man up and mask up, motherfuckers. No, she didn't say that part, but she did. If she did, she would say, Uncle taught me that. So, folks, seriously, just common sense. All right? Be safe, be well. God bless. Roll your dice. I don't know if Rach and I will make it to North Texas this year.
We shall see.
We shall see. We shall. Depends on how open the hotel is. If the hotel serving, probably, and if the hotel is not serving food, we're fucked, because we'd be flying in, and I'm not renting a car. Folks, I can't. I can knock on pressed wood. I can't reach the. I gotta reach over here, folks.
There you go.
I'm knocking on wood. Knock on wood. I'll be back tomorrow with a podcast, and I will be seen by everybody. I guess on Wednesday night with Bad Mike. We may have a special guest. Too early to announce. And then next Friday night with Glenn Hallstrom, we may also have a special guest. I'm not going to say quite who they are, but if you are in the OSR, these names will be familiar to you. And I look forward to seeing you and being seen. Good night, folks. Rach?
Good night, guys.
Because, otherwise Rach is just saying, fuck you. Fuck you and fuck you. And that syndrome that you got, you fucking deal with that. I'm just going to go and listen for that fake singing bowl sound. I think I hear it.
No, maybe it's their beer bottles. And they're like,
yes. I think you're right. All right, folks. Be good. God bless.
Take care.
Laters.